Beijing is the capital of China. It hosts 21 million people, has a GDP of $560 billion and is the central government's home. However, as Beijing has expanded, it has grown extremely congested. In 2017, drivers spent an average of just under 3 hours every weekday in traffic. Annually, this congestion results in an estimated $11.3 billion in economic damage and large amounts of pollution. In addition, housing shortages are constantly impairing the national capital. As of 2021, the average cost for an apartment in Beijing city center was over $17,000 per square meter, the 7th highest in the world. To alleviate these congestion and housing issues, China has been looking for a solution. What if, in the rural area outside of Beijing, a city of the future was constructed that would serve as a new home for Beijing's non-essential capital functions, alleviating pressure on the main city? Well, on February 10, 2015, Chinese President Xi Jinping introduced such an idea, a new-age smart city in Hebei province called Xiong'an. On March 24, 2016, preparations for the project began, and on April 1, 2017, the Chinese government publicly announced it. Xiong'an New Area will sit 100 kilometers south of Beijing, around Lake Baiyangdian, the largest freshwater lake in northern China. Its first phase will cover 38 square kilometers and will primarily serve as a new home for Beijing's non-essential capital functions, such as its finance, business, and education institutions. After the initial area, a larger 198 square kilometer second phase will be built around it. This phase will serve as Xiong'an's main downtown area, with plenty of shops, office buildings, parks, and an inner-city transport hub that will provide bus and train services to other locations across the city. Around this main startup area, there will be 5 city cluster zones, providing more housing and retail space. In the eastern one, there will be a sports stadium and a large central park. Lastly, around the main city, Xiong'an New Area will incorporate over 1,000 square kilometers of lake, forests, and farmland in Rongchen, Zhang, and Anjin counties. Dispersed across this land will be 21 already existent village nodes, which will be modernized and linked together. Xiong'an is planned to be a high-tech smart city. It will have AI sensor systems to efficiently manage traffic and logistics. 5G will be ubiquitous, and all data will be stored in an online urban cloud. In addition, self-driving taxis will shuttle people around, and blockchain systems will handle transactions. This high-tech environment will hopefully make Xiong'an a center for innovation, attracting science and tech companies from across China. Eventually, it's hoped high-tech industries will account for 75% of the city's economy. Meanwhile, Xiong'an will be developed as a green city. Vertical farms will provide food, and parks, waterways, and green corridors will weave through the city. Eventually, 70% of Xiong'an's area will be green or blue surfaces. Buildings will be constructed from recyclable materials such as wood, and 90% of public transportation will be electric. In addition, most energy will come from geothermal power plants in Xiong'an, along with solar and wind power plants in Zhangbei County. Lastly, Xiong'an will be built as a livable city. It will have a community-based design, public services for residents, walkable streets, and plenty of public transportation. To connect Xiong'an to nearby cities, new high-speed rail lines will link it to Beijing and Jinzhou. A new expressway to Beijing will also be built, in addition to a new route along the Rongcheng-Wuhai Expressway. In total, Xiong'an is estimated to cost $580 billion and draw in $380 billion in investment. Currently, its larger area hosts 60 villages and just over 1 million people. By 2035, this number is expected to reach 2.5 million. Xiong'an New Area will provide some major benefits for China. First of all, by serving as a new home for Beijing's non-essential capital functions, it will free up space in the metropolis. In addition, it will hopefully fuel innovation and serve as a model smart city for other similar projects in the future. Furthermore, it will serve as a bridge between Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei, helping with the development of the massive Jing-Jin-Ji metropolitan region. Eventually, it's hoped that Xiong'an will contribute $298 billion to the region's GDP. Moreover, the project will fuel China's construction industry and provide hundreds of thousands of new jobs. Lastly, with its green and community-based design, Xiong'an will improve the quality of life of Chinese citizens and positively affect the environment. Still though, the city is not perfect. It is being built on low-lying marshland right next to a lake that's vulnerable to flooding. In 1963, a catastrophic flood submerged the region, killing 340,000. In addition, while the project is being labeled a green city, it will include a $1.3 billion natural gas pipeline and power stations. Lastly, it's uncertain how Beijing will convince over 1 million people to relocate to the new city. It's feared Xiong'an will become yet another one of China's numerous ghost city developments. Despite all this, the project is progressing quickly. In December 2017, construction started on its first project, a citizen service center. A year later, work began on a business service center, 3 public schools, a hospital, and Rongdong area, a 13 square kilometer neighborhood that when finished will host 170,000 people. As of 2021, over 85% of Rongdong's nearly 1,000 apartment buildings were roofed. The schools and business and citizen service centers are also finished. In addition, a huge underground project has been built near Rongdong for water, power, and gas infrastructure. 20 kilometers to the east of all this is the $8.9 billion Xiong'an high-speed rail station. Construction started in 2018, and in December 2020, it opened to the public. It, along with a new 92-kilometer-long rail line, has slashed the commute time between Xiong'an and Beijing from 1.5 hours to only 35 minutes. Another infrastructure project, the Xiong'an-Beijing Expressway, has been constructed. On May 29, 2021, it opened to the public, cutting the Beijing-Xiong'an commute time to only 1 hour. As of 2021, many other projects are underway. By the end of 2020, a huge forest reclamation project had planted over 27,000 hectares of trees. A tourist dock is under construction, and in August 2021, a new suburban park opened for operation. A huge cleanup project for Lake Bayangdian is also underway. Over the past 4 years, local authorities have regulated more than 13,000 heavy polluting enterprises, built new sewage treatment facilities, and reduced fisheries on the lake. Satellite imagery reveals a new neighborhood south of the train station, along with huge amounts of farmland and several villages that have been cleared out around Rongdong. As of 2021, over 160,000 people are working on 120 major projects in the region. More than 3,700 enterprises have registered in Xiong'an, including Tencent, Alibaba, and Baidu. Over the coming decades, China hopes the city will follow in the footsteps of Shenzhen and Shanghai's Pudong New Area, 2 already successful greenfield urban development projects. However, these areas are both along the coast and next to bustling metropolises. Xiong'an, which is located in rural farmland 100 kilometers from Beijing, is completely different. Whether it will fulfill the dream of a green, smart city of the future, we will just have to wait and see. What do you think? Will Xiong'an succeed? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, it would be amazing if you like and subscribe for more videos very similar to this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.